What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope your weekend is off to a great start. I thank you for taking the time. It's about 9:45 on this beautiful Friday night, and I'll be real with you. About an hour and a half ago, got in from doing yard work, man, and man, that sucks. It's been a while since I've been that hot. So I've been enjoying the air conditioner, getting this show ready. But I am beat Street McGee, but dude, ready for this weekend. Going on a little adventure tomorrow. I'm excited. But also very excited to talk about some birds because, well, today was the final day of OTAs. We signed a few more rookies, so we got a few things to talk about. Some things were mentioned today, some things on social media I saw. So we're going to get into all of it. If you guys got anything you want to talk about on this weekend, please feel free to throw it my way. Any questions, comments are welcome. But we are going to just get into first the signing of a few more of the rookies. Getting that defensive line shored up. Marlon Tuipulotu, Tarron Jackson, and Patrick Johnson were signed today. We talked about those three and the effect that they would have. Well, shall we say the effect they won't have on the cap. The rookies beyond the third-round pick should not affect the cap. They should not be over $850,000. They will not replace. The salary cap is just based off of the top 51 salaries on the team, so they will replace the bottom three, the top three draft picks, that is. We looked at those numbers the other day. For anyone that did miss those, I'll pop them up real quick if I can. Here is what SpotTrack had as Devante Smith's cap hit number. This was a few days ago when we talked about this, and yesterday when he got signed, that is the exact number. So this is what we're riding with for the other rookies. You see, combined, they have about $6,165,000. And you talk about the fact that you just replaced that with the bottom three. That's about $2,550,000. So you're looking at about a $3.5 million charge here, guys. We're still going to have limited cap space after this, but these three rookies that we signed today, that will not affect it at all. But just getting the deals done, and we still have cap space, so we could sign some veterans. We could make some moves. We talk about Zach Ertz. You could still see something happen with him. Talk about the money situation with him. You could save $8.5 million in cap space getting rid of Zach Ertz. So there's still money to be had, but really excited about this defensive line, shoring it up in this draft. That was one of the positions I felt we were pretty comfortable with. You look at the defensive tackle position, that's actually the position I felt the most comfortable with. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, brought back Ridgeway, McGill, so excited about those guys. But if I can find this graphic, we had this show, last week or so, maybe a couple weeks ago. But you look at the defensive tackles we have now, adding Marlon Tuipulotu. I love that addition. Run stopper. Milton, he was signed yesterday. We talked about him. Love what he brings to the table here. Now, when you're looking at defensive end and edge rushers, we've got a lot of competition there. And having Tarron Jackson, I talked about him before the draft. Really excited to see him come in and help. But you saw that I also added some edge rushers, per se. Jannard Avery and Patrick Johnson both listed as linebackers. So when we went into the linebacker position, then we did talk about those guys again, where I mentioned the roles here. I don't care what you call these guys. We've been talking about this for months, guys, before you heard from Gannon or anything. The schemes, the versatility of these players in these multiple schemes, multiple fronts, it's going to be exciting to watch. And that's not just on defense. That's also on offense. So, you're bringing in guys like Patrick Johnson. We talked about having a stand-up rusher. Maybe a guy like he or Jannard Avery, maybe even a Derek Barnett, as a stand-up rusher can also drop back into coverage. There's going to be a lot of fun to be had. I think we're going to be attacking a lot of people on this defense here. So, yes, I can't wait to see Jonathan Gannon's defense. So you add guys like Tarron Jackson, Patrick Johnson to the mix. I love it. I'm excited about the room. So, hell yeah, getting those rookies signed. But we talked about the fact we had to work some things out with the cap, wait till after June 1st. So now that's all happening. Now we've got some notes that, like I said, that was the last day of OTAs for the Eagles. We'll be ready. I'm already ready for training camp. Got the tickets. I'm ready to go, baby. Bird time. But I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that were mentioned today. They did talk to Nick Sirianni. And look, I know a lot of people feel a certain way about Nick Sirianni. They hate his optimism. They hate the fact that he loves football. They just hate his neck beard. They hate bananas. Whatever it is, they're pissed. It doesn't matter what he does. I'm not one of those people. Very excited about him, but his optimism isn't why I think he'll be successful, because obviously you have to be good at what you're doing to, keep that optimism going. I think that obviously he got a head coaching job because he's damn good at what he does. I think he's an innovative mind, and we've talked about that. And having Shane Steichen as the offensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, defensive coordinator, Michael Clay, special teams coordinator, talking about guys that know the league is changing and they're ready to rock. People are pissed that they're young. I really don't care. People have to start somewhere. Age does not mean anything to me. I want to see what they have. But to just be pessimistic because they're optimistic, well, we just know how those people roll. They just want to be miserable, and I can't help you there. I get excited when I see training camp because it's much better than watching people whine and complain about what they heard on the radio or the TV. Or it's like, look, man, that's why I don't watch that stuff. If you hated it so much, you probably wouldn't devote so much of your time to it. But for some reason, you do. I started doing this a few years ago, and it was because I don't like that kind of stuff. And everybody's just like, dude, you know more than these people. Why don't you talk about it? And I'm not saying I know more than any of you guys. I just decided to create a platform where we could come and actually talk sports, because my God, it is hell out there, man. And people really just don't know what's happening. I saw one of my buddies on Twitter, Wild Spicy. No, that is not like a girl's like kind of porn account or something. That is a dude. He's a pretty cool dude, actually. Check him out. But he posted something about people being confused about Greg Ward in the slot, and I just don't understand where the confusion is. I guess people think that Jalen Reagor was supposed to be in the slot. That made a video right after that press conference happened, because I knew people were going to try to take those words when he talked about being interchangeable. What did we talk about this whole offseason? Adding a guy like a Devante Smith, a Jamar Chase. Before the draft, we talked about if you did that, how interchangeable these guys could play the slot. X, Z, doesn't matter. Move them around. Dude, we got Devante Smith. So, yes, then they finally said it themselves. They're going to be interchangeable, going to be moving around. Yes. If you watch football, you will understand that. That is what Nick Sirianni should be doing. Good. One thing he should not be doing is moving Greg Ward anywhere but the slot. Greg Ward is a slot wide receiver, and that's that. Love the guy, but that's where his bread and butter is, in the slot. So until someone beats him out for that job, Greg Ward is our starting slot. I thought this was all. I mean, you guys saw my starting, right? You saw. Hold on. We might have a graphic from. This had to be like a month or so ago that we did a show about, the projected starting lineup here. And people were pretty upset about this. And here it is. Devante Smith. I have him at the X. Greg Ward in the slot. And then you're talking about the Z, Jalen Reagor. And I put Travis Fulgham there. And I remember this show vividly because I sat there and explained to you that these guys would be interchangeable. And that was before the interchangeable quote came out from Jalen Reagor. I talked about the fact that you could have Fulgham at the X, and then Smith goes in the slot and Reagor's at C, or Reagor's in the slot. Devante Smith's at the Z, or Fulgham's at the Z. Who cares? Moving them around. Greg Ward's the guy that's not moving. He's the slot. Okay. That is something that I thought people were clear on. But they hear the word, Jalen Reagor's a slot. And now it's, I told you, I knew he was a slot receiver. And it's like, that's not what's happening here, guys. He can play in the slot, so can Devante Smith, but they are not reduced to a singular slot wide receiver. Whereas someone like Greg Ward, who we have on our team, that's strictly a slot wide receiver. I don't know where the confusion is there, but a lot of it out there, a lot of the bad platforms out there just hiring more hot takers, more. I don't know, man. Apparently that's what you got to do. Sorry, I don't have any racist posts. I don't stalk children. I don't have any of those things. I'm sorry. I can't fit in with those people. I don't know, but I guess that's what it takes to get people to listen to you. But I'm just going to continue putting out the facts. And hey, I love you guys that tune in. Appreciate talking with you guys, because it's like, I never was into that stuff. See, I come from an era where we didn't have social media like this. So, man, some of the stuff out there, I don't know how people enjoy that or they listen to it. I could not do it. I can't. I take pride in the fact that people are like, oh, yeah, you listen to it. I was like, I've never once in my life listen to that person. I'm sorry. I've heard your quotes. I've seen people. Yeah, I know who they are. I have way, way too much of my time allotted to everything else in life, and taking the time to do this because I love it with all my heart. That's where my free time goes. I wish I could listen to those other people. No, I don't. Yeah. Yo, John, what's going on, my man? 2 more picks to sign. Yep, that is correct. So we've talked about all the signings, excited about them. We talked about, people, why aren't we signing our rookies? You got to wait till after June 1st. So that's what's happening now, guys. Nothing crazy. Just doing what we needed to do. We talk about the fact that the outcome here, when it comes down to the rookies, probably only going to have around over 3.5 million, about 3.6 ish effect on the cap. So just replacing the top 3 with the bottom 3 of the 51 we talked about. So yeah, we're still going to have a couple mil there, but Zach Ertz, if you move him, that could definitely be, some money. Now let's get into this. Talking to Nick Sirianni today. Look, man, he talked about, the habits of these players. That's the core value here for Nick Sirianni. And I know people they hate him, and they're just so pissed that he's optimistic, and he wants them to like literally teach them to be good at football. So people are pissed about that. That's when they've never played football, and that's when that they're just pissed that they don't understand what's going on, because you could tell when that first video came out and he was in the film room, people are like, I don't know what he's doing. What banana? What? It's like, dude, get your red hat out and calm it down. Anyway, so we talked about habits, the core values of this team. What are you guys going to do when you leave here? The OTAs, you got to be competing with yourselves. I love this dude, trying to get on a personal level with these guys. And that was a lot of what they had to do, not having the 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. He talked about the fact that it was actually kind of a good thing. I'm sure that's not a great thing when you can't do that, but he got to individually see what these guys' strengths and weaknesses were. And I really think this is going to be a positive thing, especially for a new coach getting in there, man. And he's just a good person, you can tell. So I think it's going to hopefully turn out that he is actually a good coach. And then people will see like, oh, that's why he's pretty optimistic. It's not. And I'm optimistic because I think he's a good coach, not because he's happy and fist pumping people. That's pretty stupid. But if you listen to him, if you watch him, that is where you'll get. If you understand football, that's when you'll get excited. If you don't, then you're probably one of those people that's really pissed off and gets mad every time someone posts a video. Dude, anything Eagles, I'm excited. If I see an old lady wearing an Eagles, anything, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter. I'm yelling at you. My passion for the Birds is a little different, I think, than most people. I don't root for other teams. I can never get down with any of that weird stuff. I am strictly a diehard Birds fan. I'm a nut job. And I thought when I created this place, I was like, I'm going to find so many more people like me. And I realized there's not many of us diehards out there. A lot of fans came in 2017 and are very willing to jump ship as quick as they possibly can. It's like, man, if this makes you want to jump ship, I can promise you wouldn't have lasted the younger years of my life, because, some tough times, I will tell you. But this new coaching staff brings the energy. He talked about accountability. What did you guys hear all last year from me? Somebody needs to hold these effers accountable. And nobody was. Nobody was. Everybody went out there, and I was talking the coaches, the front office, the player, everyone. And Jeffrey Lurie, we started at the top with you, dude. And everybody, it's Howie Roseman. Yeah, him too. But who's letting Howie Roseman run roughshod on everyone? That was Jeffrey Lurie. So somebody needs to be holding these guys accountable. I talked about Nick Sirianni bringing that positive energy. Hopefully, he can rub off on to Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, some of these other guys. Maybe we can get things on the right track. We're not too far off being on the right track. We're heading in the right direction, but then we held on to the nostalgia a little too much. Didn't realize that you've got to adapt and change every year. Did not do that. Doug did not want to do that. Carson fell apart. Everybody fell apart because nobody worked together. Nobody held each other accountable. So this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So he talked about holding themselves accountable. Go home, watch some damn tape, get into the playbook, man. This is on you. You're competing with yourselves here. So you're going to be the best you can possibly be, because that's how you're going to shut fans up. That's how you're going to shut the whole world up. Talking trash when they just don't know what's coming, dude. This offensive line is healthy. And, so many people try to be condescending and pessimistic when they say that. But it's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We need everybody to be healthy. And if they are, what are you telling me then? So if they are healthy, You know that they're one of the best in the league, right? Oh, okay. So we have Miles Sanders now, Kerryon Johnson and Jordan Howard duking it out. Drafted Kenny Gainwell. You shitting me? I'm ready to see this offense because we're going to actually run the ball. Then you have a versatile quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who's only getting better. Drafted Devante Smith. You got Rager in the first round last year. Dallas Goedert, who knows what's going on with Ertz. But yeah, I think people are going to be eating their words. Now we're going to find out with the defense here. But I'm more excited than most when it comes to this team. But like I said, I love my Birds. I love watching practice. I love watching tape. See, I grew up, my dad taking me to Lehigh. Like, I loved watching practices. That's why people are like, I hate offseason. I hate it. It's like, that's fine. You don't have to be into it. I am. I'm obsessed. Yes. I dedicate 24 hours a day. I love my Birds. That's family, Birds. It's just, it's there. They're together. And my family is a Birds family. So it's just one and the same, ladies and gentlemen. When you're on your deathbed and this is the only thing you're screaming from the top of your lungs. I mean, those videos are epic. They'll go down, and then we win the Super Bowl. It's all about being, dude. That's a beautiful story, man, and that's what it's all about for us. We're Birds fans. We've been waiting our whole lives for that moment, and we want more. Want more, damn it. So that's why people are pissed off, and I understand it. I do, but I'm trying to be optimistic about the changes because we needed to make changes. So the changes happen. Let's just see what happens first before we start jumping ship. Everybody, dumpster fire. We're screwed. We suck. We're not winning the East. We can't win it. It's like, dude, you haven't. First off, you were saying this months ago. Calm it down. You haven't even seen the 90-man roster. We didn't have a draft. We didn't see the coaches even on the field. Coaches weren't even in the effing building yet. And everybody's telling you what's going to happen. That's great. Same people that told me we weren't going to win the Super Bowl. That's fine because we all know what happened there. Sometimes you actually have to watch football and understand it to talk about it. But apparently in this world, you don't. So holy shit, it's bad out there. But yeah, he talked about the fundamentals, man. Staying in shape, being in the best physical shape you could possibly be in. He's just talking about being your best. And if people are offended about that, I don't know what to do for you because that's what this team needs. They need someone to come in and show them how to work together, become a family. They mentioned social media, obviously Rager, fans attacking him. It would have been a dream of mine as a kid to be able to talk with players, have a great. Instead, people harass them, talking about how they should die, all this. It's like, Jesus, it's out of control. So one of the things he talked about, he's like, I don't have Facebook. I don't even know what it's called. Like, half of them, it was awesome. But he talked about making sacrifices. If that's something that hinders you, well, then you need to take it out of your life. We're not all the same. You guys know I talk about that with alcohol. That was my no. Some people can handle it. Some people can do heroin. Some people can't. If everyone has their vice, everyone has, I guess everyone says in moderation. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I don't know, man. And if social media is your devil, that's why I came here, man. I was on my deathbed. I had nothing else. And all it was hate, craziness, insanity. And it was like, I'm going to try to bring some Birds. I just want to talk Birds. That's all I want to do. That's literally, please, for the love of God, that's all I want. And look, I try to bring some positivity here because it is a whirlwind of insanity out here. But I do my best, ladies and gentlemen. Carlos, my man, still 50-50. Nick, want to see his game plan in the game. Yeah. And I understand that people are hesitant and it's okay to not know because we don't know. And I don't know. And I stress that all the time. But I also don't know that he's going to be bad as much as I don't know that he's going to be good. So I'm not going to sit here and trash the guy because I'm excited. When I hear him talk, I know that he understands the game. I understand he got a head coaching job because he really is good at what he does. He's a Frank Reich disciple, which everybody was clamoring for Frank Reich to come back. So I don't understand. It's just, I think people complain to complain, man. But someone like you saying that, it's like, that's when you say, I don't know, that's fine. But there's some people, he sucks. He's the worst coach ever. It's like, how do you know? How do you know that? You don't. It's annoying. It really is. It really is. I'm most excited about seeing a healthy O-line. Yeah, I'm excited about the whole team staying healthy. I would hate to lose our quarterback. I'd hate to lose our kicker. I hate to lose anybody. So yeah, the team needs to stay healthy. That should be a given every year. Yes, we want to stay healthy. We lose Miles Sanders, that sucks. We lose Devante, I'm very upset. So any of them, yes, please just stay healthy this year. I don't want to set any kind of records. Offensive line starting, don't want to make graphics like that every week. I don't. It was really annoying every week, just keeping up that record going. I'm like, this sucks. This truly sucks. Finding faces of people like Jamon Brown. Why? I hated my life. So we're all reeling. Okay. COVID happened. Life took a turn. I mean, it's weighed on my mental a ton. So we all went into this, right? I mean, going into last year thinking, we were going to be a lot better than we were. Not a 4-win team. That's for sure. Football was our saving grace. The year was insanity. We just needed some birds, right? Well. It actually turned out to be pretty torturous, and it made it worse. And I think, mentally everybody's going through different things, and financially and physically and everything. I mean, so much is going on. And I think it's just weighing on people. And all we wanted was our birds, man. And we just wanted to see some wins. And even when you're losing, at least if you're fighting, right? I mean, nobody wants to lose. I know it ruins my week, but I just want to see you fight. That's all I asked for. And even last year when Jalen Hurts came in and when we lost, I was like, you know what? At least this team fought. It looked like they were rallying behind him. At least like they actually were holding each other accountable, maybe. Jalen Hurts brings that to the table. I think he is a true leader, and I think he's going to come in and really show people that, they've really been sleeping on the wrong person, man. He talked about Jalen Hurts actually. Him being a relentless worker was one of the things he doubled up on, really relentless worker. And he talked about his compact throwing motion, dude, just how he gets it out with ease. And, that's something I've mentioned over and over again. I don't know what people are watching because the dude's got an arm on him. And I think with the right coaching, which we have here, and I'm not just talking about Sirianni Steichen. We talk about Brian Johnson, dude, offensive coordinator from Florida, coming over here to help out as the quarterback coach. Then you got Kevin Patullo as the passing game coordinator. Dude, these guys are going to help him immensely. I cannot wait to see that. He also talked about, how he has all of the intangibles, not just that arm. We all know that he's super athletic, as Nick Sirianni said. When he, has the ball in his hands to throw, dude, he can throw a rocket at you. And when he decides to tuck the ball away and start running, well, he's like a rocket going by you. So that's what we talk about in this offense. I think we're going to put up a lot of points. And I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised by this offense. And I've mentioned it, man. It could be a top 5 offense. And I know people feel a certain way about that. But look, man, not so sure how this defense is going to be. If we add another outside corner, what's going to happen? But if we're playing from behind, if we're going to have to rack up some points, we're going to have to really get out there. And I think, it's not going to be that we're playing from behind all the time. I don't think that's the scenario here. I'm just saying that, with a defense that could give some plays up and is a new defense, we'll see. But this offense, we've been begging for years, run the ball. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball, dude. And that's going to change the game. When you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, obviously it's going to help to run the ball, but it's going to really mess with the defenses when you have a good running game with a good offensive line and then a good quarterback with good receivers. Because you look at Devante Smith, Jalen Reagor, Dallas Goedert out there, like, man, who do I cover? And then you're like, oh, well, are they running or passing? Oh, and then you get hit with the RPO, the play action. Now you find yourself an issue. You have, even if it's not Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell back there. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. So these guys, Gainwell, Jordan Howard, Kerryon Johnson, they can all catch the ball. They can all pass protect. So you don't know if they're in there to pass protect, run the ball, to catch the pass. You have no idea. And then to top it all off, if you finally cover Smith and Reagor and Goddard and Sanders and whoever else is on the field, oh yeah, Jalen Hurts can just decide that, well, he's going to run the ball. And then you've got yourself an issue on your hands. But, so are you going to spy someone? Are you going to give up a defender covering those guys? I think this is going to be very, very exciting to watch this offense. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Keep doubting all you want, but I think this team is going to be fun. But that's all I got for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I do thank you for tuning in, John, Carlos, everybody else, for just watching. If you have any comments you want to leave later, if you're watching this at a later time, I do appreciate you guys. The YouTube channel just keeps growing. You guys commenting on stuff, and I always try to get back to you as soon as I can. So, hey, keep it coming. Always down to talk some birds, no matter what time it is when I see it. We're talking to birds, baby. So you need anything, you can actually reach out to me. You don't just have to comment on this. You can find me on all of these platforms, these named places there. Appreciate you guys for hitting that like button. retweeting this, for subscribing to my YouTube channel, all the things you guys are doing to support me and help me grow. I truly do appreciate it. And don't forget the real ones. You guys are truly awesome, and I can't thank you enough. So appreciate you tuning in. My man Carlos, you know it. EAGLES, Eagles. I love it, dude. Here for it every day. And it's getting closer and closer, guys. 100 days. 99. Football. Atlanta Falcons. First, we got Philadelphia Sixers taking care of Atlanta Hawks on Sunday, which I cannot wait to see that ass beating. But Eagles football will be back, and I cannot wait. I can't. I really can't. I'm getting excited talking about it. And yes, I get that excited when I watch practice tapes and I watch everything else because I just want to have my birds. I just want to get excited for my birds. Some people don't like that, and that's okay. I'm sorry you don't have that kind of excitement because I have such an undying passion for my Eagles. And dude, I will be buried in my Dawkins jersey. I will go to the grave with my birds. And I don't know how much time I have. So Eagles, I'm just being optimistic that they're getting it together. So I appreciate you guys taking this ride with me on the road to victory. But thanks for taking the time on this weekend to talk a little birds. Like I said, if you're watching this later, you can always comment, always down to talk. It could be about this video. You could be talking about something else. You just have a question. Please feel free to do so. I did want to pop up this little quote here, though, that I did really like. Something I just said, but it's actually in quote form there. You see it? Dude. This dude is going to come out here. Just want to stress it one last time that I cannot wait for Jalen Ertz to step on the field as QB1 and prove the world wrong. Going to be exciting. Hope you guys all have an exciting weekend. Stay safe. I'm going to be away for the beginning part of the day tomorrow. So if anything crazy happens, maybe I'll have to do something on the spot where I'm at. But if not, I will be back tomorrow night. If you guys need anything in between then, reach out to me. Not, I'm rolling out. Have yourself a great night. And as always, the birds!